Hi students, this is Ms. Johnson with more 9-1 Graphing Quadratic Functions, Day 2. If you would like to continue writing on your notes from yesterday, feel free. If you'd like to use a new sheet of paper, feel free to do that as well. Alright, example number 4. Now that you've had some practice working with quadratic equations, now we are going to take it a step further. We're going to use the equation y equals negative 2x squared minus 4x plus 6. And we're going to do 3 things. We're going to figure out from the equation if there is a minimum or a maximum. Once we figure that out, we're going to find exactly where that minimum or maximum is, and then we're going to find the domain and the range. Alright, first of all, to find out if there's a maximum or a minimum, there's 2 things you need to know. First of all, if the a value, this number in front of x squared, if that is greater than 0, the graph is going to open upwards and it's going to have a minimum. So it's going to look like this, opening upwards. Therefore, this point right down here is going to be the minimum. However, if this a value in front of x squared is less than 0, the graph is going to open downwards. It's going to look like this, and therefore it's going to have a maximum right up on top. So, in our equation, a is negative 2. That's obviously less than 0. So the graph is going to open downwards and it's going to have a maximum. Okay, it's going to look like that. Alright, now that we know that we're going to have a maximum, we're going to figure out exactly where this point is at. And we're going to need to find the vertex. And the vertex, remember, we're going to find it by figuring out x equals negative b divided by 2a. Okay, negative b. Well, our b value, and make sure that you're careful, our b value here is negative 4. Our a value is negative 2. So when we do negative b divided by 2a, we're going to have negative 4, because negative 4 is our b value, divided by 2 times a, which is negative 2. So negative b, negative 4 is positive 4, divided by 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So our vertex is going to be at negative 1. That's where our maximum is going to occur. Okay, now that we know that our maximum's at negative 1, we're going to substitute that x value in so we can find our y value. Okay, going back to the equation, negative 2 times negative 1 squared minus 4 times negative 1 plus 6. Again, we just went right back to our equation here. Doing the math, negative 1 squared is 1, negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. Okay, so then we get negative 2 plus 4 plus 6, and of course that gives us 8. So our maximum point is at negative 1, 8. Alright, and lastly they want us to find the domain and the range. Well, our domain is all the x values. Okay, so that's going to be all real numbers. If we want to just put the all real numbers are, that's totally great. Okay, and our range is when we have this maximum, and right here is negative 1, 8, right at the vertex, this means that our y values are going to be less than everything up here. So it's going to be less than this y value, which is 8. Okay, what we just figured out here and is right here. So our range is going to be the set of all real numbers y, such that y is less than or equal to 8. And it's always going to be less than or equal to this number at our vertex. Okay. Alright, and just to let you know, if we have a maximum, all the y values are going to be down below, so it's going to be less than or equal to. However, if we have a minimum, and it looks like this, then all the y values will be above, so it's going to be greater than.